In the late 1960s and early 1970s, the San Francisco Bay Area was gripped by fear as a mysterious killer, known only as the Zodiac, terrorized the region. The Zodiac's chilling saga began on a cold December night in 1968 when young couple David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen were gunned down on Lake Herman Road near Benicia, California. Little did they know, they were the first victims in a series of crimes that would baffle investigators and captivate the public for decades. The killer reveled in the macabre, daunting law enforcement and the media with cryptic letters filled with intricate ciphers and gruesome details of his crimes. The Zodiac demanded his letters be published, threatening to continue his reign of terror if his words were ignored. The city held its breath as each letter brought a new wave of terror, leaving the public and authorities on edge. The killer struck again on July 4, 1969, at Blue Rock Springs Park in Vallejo. This time, the victims were Darlene Ferrin and Michael Mago. Ferrin was fatally shot and Mago miraculously survived multiple gunshot wounds. The Zodiac, always one step ahead, vanished into the shadows, leaving behind a community in shock. But the Zodiac wasn't finished. On September 27, 1969, he descended upon Lake Berryessa, wearing a hooded costume and brandishing a knife. His victims, Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard, became pawns in the Zodiac's deadly game. Hartnell survived the brutal stabbing, but Shepard succumbed to her injuries. The Zodiac reveled in the chaos he caused, leaving his mark on the community in blood. Just weeks later, the killer shifted his focus to a taxi driver, Paul Stein, in San Francisco. The unsuspecting cabbie became the Zodiac's next victim, shot in the head as the city grappled with the elusive murderer in its midst. The hunt for the Zodiac intensified, but he remained elusive, leaving authorities perplexed and the public paralyzed by fear. The Zodiac's communication with the media continued, each letter more cryptic and taunting than the last. The killer's identity remained shrouded in mystery as investigators chased down leads and considered a myriad of suspects. The case took on a life of its own, captivating the public's imagination and inspiring a multitude of theories. Then, as suddenly as the killings began, the Zodiac fell silent. The letters stopped and the identity of the murderer remained one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in criminal history. Decades later, the haunting question lingers, who was the Zodiac, and what drove this enigmatic figure to commit such heinous acts? The chilling tale of the Zodiac Killer endures as a testament to the darkest corners of the human psyche and the enduring quest for justice.